and welcome to a brand new episode of Off the Print. You're with me, Jamila Husain. Today with me on the program is a very senior parliamentarian who has been very vocal about Tamil rights. He is Colombo District Parliamentarian and the leader of the Tamil Progressive Alliance and an SJB MP, Mano Ganeshan. Mr. Ganeshan, thank you so much for joining me on the program.
Hi, fine, yeah.
So I'm going to get down to business. You are currently sitting in the SJB benches, but you are also a minority representative. The country is under the leadership of the Rajapaksa brothers. How are you surviving it out?
Well, fine, Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa is our president. I own him as a president, but I think he doesn't own us. He disowns us because immediately after his election, he went up to Ruwan Valley and claimed that he's president for Sinhala Bhuddists only. But this country is not only just a Sinhala Buddhist country, Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, Islam, Catholic country, but within which Sinhalese are the numerical majority, Buddhists also. So I look at the country that way. So still I wanted to warn him as my president, though we are opposition party, but yet unfortunately he doesn't, I don't know.
He was elected in 2019.
Yeah.
The common complaint which we are right now getting from several SJB parliamentarians is that they do not have access to the president to discuss concerns even though you are opposition. Have you met him after 2019
no,
on an official basis?
No, not official. No. Once in a way he used to come to parliament and sometimes we meet him at the canteen, that's all. No official meetings. Even though these own governmental MPs are complaining that they are not meeting him officially, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Ganeshan, you are in the SJB rank. You are also headed by Sajith Premadasa. What are your complaints with the SJB?
There's no big complaints, but anyway, the SJB, the party, which as you know now was created by us. I was in the forefront creating SJB. At the time of the creation, we thought that it's going to be a alliance. And after the parliament election, as expected, that UNP did not come to Sajith Premadasa.
Okay.
So they transformed this SJB into their own party.
Yes.
No issue. It's logically correct. But then we were promised of SJB-led alliance, official alliance, like SLPP-led alliance, like that alliance. But that's not come so far.
So are you disappointed?
Yeah, disappointed one way. But we are not complaining also. We will see what's going to happen in the future.
So you are disappointed, but you are not complaining.
Yeah.
You are in between.
No.
You have to make a decision. Are you disappointed or are you not disappointed?
Disappointed. At the same time, we made complaints, but there's no positive response. So we are just working with SJB and going ahead.
How is it like working with Sajith Premadasa?
It's fine. He's the most youngest leader and comparatively, obviously. And he has been leading his party for just 2 years now. You can't compare him with Ranil Wickramasinghe or Mahinda Rajapaksa or even Maithripala Sirisena or CVK. He's the most youngest leader. So he listens, discusses, but yet there are some shortcomings also in him, which I don't want to come out with that. But anyway, there are issues. But let us be fair by him. Let's give him some time. But this issue, this SJB alliance issue, is a major issue for us.
Have you discussed that with Sajith Premadasa?
Yeah.
What has his opinion been about that?
I'm unable to come out with that.
Okay. If Sajith Premadasa becomes your common candidate in a future election, do you think Sajith Premadasa is going to make it?
Yeah, Sajith alone cannot make it. You need to have a team. Sajith alone, nobody alone can do that. We need a team. Sajith should realize that he needs a team. But there is a team. But the team should be expanded. Many others also should be taken in, not only from within the HCB ranks, from outside also. Let us see.
Are you all in discussions with other parties at the moment?
Yes. We, as the TPA leader, I am talking to everybody. Today morning was I met Ranil Wickramasinghe. Now I am meeting other party leaders also. And this within SJB there is this Mr. Champika Ranawaka, my good friend, Colombo district colleague. He's also having his own journey. So we meet him also. So
what do you mean he has his own journey? Because we are hearing that Champika Ranawaka is getting prepared to contest the future election.
No, that I don't know. You must ask him. But what I say is now the SLPP is the child of SFP, the former major party. and SJB is the child of the UNP. So these two, SLP and UNP, are two different basics. Understand? You understand that, no? So those who supported, voted, or the SLP, the port tour, so-called port tour, will not automatically come to my SJB ranks. You need a buffer zone. I think this is 43rd Regiment or Sena, that is buffer zone. So it is logical, I think so. So that end of the day it should come and join SJB.
Okay.
It will strengthen SJB. Yeah.
In the future, if your party is given an invitation by the SLPP to join them to contest the future election, would you consider, Mr. Ganeshan?
SJB, leaving SJB is one option. Okay, fine. But while I'm not discussing that option, but as you say that, assuming that we receive a invitation from SLPP, well, it should come with proposals. First of all, SLPP should recognize this country as a multi-ethnic, multi-linguistic, multi-religious country. The diversity is very important for us. We are Sri Lankans. First of all, I'm Sri Lankan. That's why I conduct my party. We are Sri Lankans. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, we are Sri Lankans. Then can the religion or the language or the ethnicity can come. That is where we mistake. So if that invitation comes with that realization, of course we'll consider.
So have you had no such discussion with any of the ruling party members, especially Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, who is known to have a good rapport with all MPs in Parliament? Have you never discussed this issue?
Mahinda Rajapaksa is the most senior politician in the country, and within the SLPP ranks also, and I have good rapport with him, but lately we could not speak to him because there I showed so many other logical issues. If he realizes, it's fine, but you understand, when he completed this war, he gave political leadership to the war, and I had the opportunity of speaking to him over the phone once and twice, thrice, meeting also. I told him, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, now you have the confidence of the Sinhalese majority. You are the person who can only bring a peace to this, real peace to this country by winning the minds and hearts of the Tamil community. So you have won the land. Now it is up to you to win the minds and hearts.
Right.
So they have failed because I told him, I suggested him that he should use a separate team for peace as well as war. He had a very good war team from his side. We have our differences for the war, in respect of war, the way war was conducted. But from his side, he has a good team for war. But the same team he used for peace also. So he failed.
Right. Mr. Ganeshan, we're just going to go in for a short break. We will be right back. Welcome back to Off the Print. Today with me is SJB Parliamentarian and leader of the Tamil Progressive Alliance, Mr. Mano Ganeshan, who is speaking to us about the current burning issues in the country. Mr. Ganeshan, just before we went in for a break, you spoke about your rapport with the SJB, you spoke about the minuses of the government, you spoke about the minuses of Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Now let's get down to the actual business.
Did I speak? I don't know. Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yeah. You are the leader of the Tamil Progressive Alliance. The Tamils in this country are saying that they have been suffering for a long time because they want their political rights. You are, like I said, you are the leader of the Tamil Progressive Alliance, and then we also have other parties like the Tamil National Alliance and the CWC, all who are representing some part of the Tamil people in this country. What have you done for your people?
Well, we are voicing the issues. We are giving leadership to them. Tamils are part and parcel of Sri Lanka. Without Tamils, there is no Sri Lanka. Without Muslims, there is no Sri Lanka. That's what I have been telling always. The Sri Lanka is Sinhala Tamil Muslim country. What I mean by that? 75 is not 100. Even just assume it is 99. It can't be 100. We need another one more. So with 75, you add 25, then become 100. That is what Sri Lanka. That realization is slowly coming up. I assure you. I tell you now that the new generation is realizing that. The new generation realizing themselves as Sri Lankans first. We need to be Sri Lankans. So that is the ultimate solution, ultimate goal of me. That is my Sri Lanka dream. Let's work towards that.
Mr. Ganeshan, it's very easy for you to sit here, talk and convincingly tell me that you are voicing their issues. But Mr. Ganeshan, end of the day, these issues are not bringing food to the table of the common man, the Tamil man. What are you all doing for the Tamil people, Mr. Ganeshan?
Food, you mean food?
Livelihoods, food, job opportunities.
That is not the issue. That is not the issue. They are why the government.
What is the issue? What is the issue of the Tamil
They are the
people?
Sinhalese politicians fail. Okay, I recently said that.
Why do Sinhalese politicians, why do you always, you being a Tamil MP, why do you always blame the Sinhalese politician? You all are representing the Tamil people, Mr. Ganeshan. What are you all doing for your people?
All questions over? You over with the questions?
Yes.
Right now? Fine,
yes.
let me answer.
Yes.
Listen to me now. Now look here now. Now, if still Tamil, don't try to describe the Tamil problems, Tamil issues as just economical only. They are not economic. Economy is issue. Obviously, economy, we share the economical issue with Sinhalese, Muslims, everybody. Common issues. But there are unique issues for Tamils, being Tamils. There are unique issues for Muslims, for being Muslims. There are unique issues for Sinhalese as being Sinhalese. We should understand this. We must realize that. So, unless and until you address those unique issues.
What are these unique issues?
Yeah, obviously now. Now, for example, you see now Tamils live in large numbers in the northern province. And sizable number in the eastern province and central province also.
Yeah.
So where they live in large numbers, they need to mind their own business. The government constitutionally arrangements should be there for them to mind their own businesses. Okay, they should know that they are part of the governance of the country, but it is not so. Everything is decided in Colombo. This when it is now when the Tamil people of the northern east or this up country elect their own representatives, they elect me. They elect TNA, they elect TPA, they elect SLMC, ACMC. Don't try to blame that the Tamils and Muslims are conducting identity politics. Not so. That is because they are unique issues. So when we are elected, we go into the parliament, government coming and telling us, no, issues in Jaffna is only economical. People need hospitals, schools, roads, food, as you just said. It is not so. Those are issues. But we need to have a dignified life in this country. Dignity is very important. We need to be accepted as Sri Lankans with dignity.
So are you saying that Tamils are not being accepted as Sri Lankans at the moment?
Yes. For example, you see now, when I was a cabinet minister, I am going to be a cabinet minister soon. Don't worry.
Of course, that's what we all hope and pray for.
No, let me finish. Okay. Now, one of the subject was the official languages. Okay. Now, currently, the Sri Lanka, Sinhala and Tamil, both the official and national languages. And English is the linked language. Our official policy is, language policy is trilingual policy. So, say, take the constitution, 4th chapter is for language. The 18.1 clause says, Sinhala is the official language. 18.2 says, Tamil also official language. Why should they also? Should have been said that Sinhala and Tamil official language or both official languages. But so they are from the constitution itself, there is a second-rate treatment for Tamil. So those should go away. And then again, every Tamil person is entitled to get oral or written responses from government officers all over the country. It is a language of choice, say Tamil. Likewise, Sinhalese also. Sinhalese from Gaul, if he goes to he or she goes to Jaffna, he should be able to get the response in Sinhala language from the government office in Jaffna or Northern province. That is what is that. So though in the constitution, by law, there is lot of clarity. There's small shortcomings, clarity, but it is not happening.
Last week on Off the Print, we interviewed a TNA parliamentarian, Mr. Chanakyan, who said, I'm quoting him, the TNA have never gone in front of its people. We haven't promised them jobs. We haven't promised them to build their roads. We haven't promised them houses. What we have promised them is their legitimate political rights will be won. This is what he said on behalf of the Tamil National Alliance. With all due respect to him and the TNA and your party, again I'm reiterating my question. The youngsters, don't they want a different life now, Mr. Ganeshan? While they want their dignity, while they want their rights to be won,
no, why can't it be dignity? Why can't it be food with dignity, jobs with dignity?
So what I'm asking
dignity is going to be a permanent solution because you need to be recognized, accepted as Sri Lankans, fully fledged Sri Lankans, first class Sri Lankans. They can't be second class, third class Sri Lankans. Even I'll go hungry. I'll go without food. I'm prepared to go without food, without jobs. I need my dignity respected. I have my self-respect. Don't play with the self-respect. That is important.
Mr. Ganeshan, we're just going to go in for a very short break. We will be right back. Welcome back to Off the Print. Mr. Ganeshan, just before we went in for a break, you concluded saying the government has its own issues. Right now we are seated at a time when there are several issues in the country. The cost of living is high, we have a fuel scarcity, we are facing daily power cuts, and then very recently we had some social activists who were arrested under the PTA. The opposition has been calling for the PTA to be revoked. And then just 2 days ago, we had one of the Hiru TV journalists who was, whose premises was attacked, and now people are fearing that we are going back to the white van culture. As an opposition MP, how do you view this whole thing?
Yes, too bad, too bad. No, I was one of the first MP to visit Chamudita's residence.
Yes, I saw that.
Morning, Piliandala, because south of Colombo, where I live. Fine, then unfortunate. Now, I can't understand what the government set up, government's mindset. Now, see, now, this old, elderly, gentleman politician, JLP is the foreign minister. He has been traveling all over the world, aiming at that session next month.
Yes.
And while he is doing that, another part of the government, another gang within the government, the rulers, there can't be anybody else. Or somebody who's in support of the rulers are doing this, but nobody else can do that. And also this Malka was
the social activists.
Social activists.
Yes.
They said arrest. No, it was not arrest. What do you call by arrest? You must come in your uniform. You must identify yourself. You must come in the official vehicle. Okay. They had come in a white van, the so-called white van era. I know. I was very much on the roads those days, when white vans picking up our people, Tamils in Colombo, like stray dogs. So, somebody had come in plain clothes and picked him, then call it arrest. How can it be arrest? So these will be recorded at the UN. This will put against our state of Sri Lanka. Forget about the government of Sri Lanka, state of Sri Lanka. So, government is telling us not to go international. So, this Malaka is going international. He openly said he is going international. The cardinal is up against the government. He says that he will go international. So, going international is not a new thing. 88, 89, when these Sinhalese Jews were taken away like this, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, who went international with Vasudeva Nanayaka and Nimalka Fernando. So, nobody can blame us. Now everybody comes to try to advise us, don't go international, we'll sort out the issues locally. Yes, I am prepared for that. I don't take our dirt outside. But when there is no way, what can I do? What can we do?
Mr. Ganeshan, where one of the concerns you raised is the Easter Sunday attack. Now, when these attacks happened, you yourself was in the government at that time. Aren't you all also responsible for what has happened? How can you all keep blaming this government?
Government, when you say government is alliance government. Okay, or because beginning with that, the president of the government, our government, the prime minister of our government were in two groups, two units. All knew that, all knew about it. Then the Easter attack came in. There are some certain amount of responsibilities. As a cabinet member, I stand by the collective responsibility. I don't run away from that. But you must be reasonable and honest, sincere, and look at the issues, because now this government which came into power mostly talking about that Easter attack. Now the Reverend Cardinal was very much in support of the campaign of this current government to come and take seats here. Now what is Cardinal saying now? Now they said they have all the records, proofs and files and intelligence report, everything ready, and once they come into power, they bring the real culprit books. But where is it? Those people who have been arrested by during our regime are only arrested. There are no new arrests. Why did they pick up Malaka? They can always say Malaka has given statement, public statement, so they can go by that. No, there our MPs have divulged lots of issues, lots of information in the parliament, take cover under the parliamentary privilege, but go by that. No, what is it?
Mr. Ganeshan,
all fingers, I am telling with all the responsibility, fingers point at the government.
But then the fingers also kept pointing at you all, because you just said in your answer that the Prime Minister was a separate unit and the President was a separate unit in the previous government. So in this separation, we were struck.
No. there are
by
two.
terrorists.
No. There are two issues. No, one is the real culprit, the culprit gang who did this. Other issue is the government of the day who should have avoided it.
So you all failed.
Yes.
When you all were in power, you all failed.
There is an element of failure. Fine, but we'll not take all the now. Well, now where is that president now? That president is part of this government. In fact, that president is the Maitripala Sirisena is the chairman of the ruling alliance. The most part of the most biggest active, strong part of our government is part of this government. So
well,
we are no.
He's voicing a lot of concerns against
Look
as well.
Now I said no. There was a group headed by Maitripala Sirisena, former president. There was another group headed by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. I belong to neither.
Yes.
We were another third group. That is where I was.
I'm not
that is what is
personally
SJB
holding
now.
you
That is what is
responsible
SJB
here.
now.
I'm not personally holding you responsible here, but you were part.
No, I know,
you
I
were a
know.
cabinet minister.
Yes, I said no. I said.
So you all also failed.
No.
You all also
Look
failed.
here. I am no. Okay, Jamila, look here. Now I am a politician with a kind of a culture which tells me to not to run away from the responsibilities. I always say yes, but this is a collective responsibility. I am not personally responsible for these things, and I am also a minority party leader.
Yes.
I am not in the helm hierarchy, but still yet I am saying yes. There is an element of responsibility.
All right.
I understand, but yet the biggest responsibility lies in the president and prime minister. They are not part of the SJB right now, and one is directly part of the government today.
Right. Mr. Ganeshan, my final question. Recently, some Tamil parliamentarians, including your party and the Tamil National Alliance, they had prepared a letter for Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But I heard that your party pulled out last minute. What's going on there?
No, we started this all process by talking about 13th Amendment alone. Said 13th Amendment is part and parcel of the present Constitution of Sri Lanka. So it has been not implemented so far fully, and the provincial council elections also being dragged, keeping postponed always. So Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India. So he is one of the signatory. I mean, it is an outcome of the agreement between Government of Sri Lanka and Government of India. No?
Yes.
So there are logical reasons.
Okay.
So we thought writing to him. But end of the day, that Ilangai Tamil Arasu Katchi, the headed by Mr. Mavai Senadarasa, also somewhat headed by Mr. Sammandan, came in and they changed the process. They wanted to talk about federalism and self-determination, everything. So we thought that is not in our cards. So we, in a friendly manner, I walked out of it. Now we are the Tamils who are recent Indian origins in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
All the people of Indian origins in this country, but we are the most recent Indian origins in this country.
Okay.
So we are preparing our own TPA-headed group is preparing our own letter or political document. It will be out next week.
Okay.
And then that is not going to be restricted to a letter to Prime Minister Modi. We will start by sending the letter to the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. As you said, the
so
dialogue.
You will first go local.
Yes, local, and then also to the President, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and government, other opposition leader of Sri Lanka, and other political party leaders, and international also.
Right. Okay, Mr. Ganeshan, that's all we have time for you tonight. I thank you once again for joining me, and I sincerely hope that your quest in seeking a meeting with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to discuss the Tamil concerns comes true really soon.
Tamil concerns which could bring my Sri Lankan dream true. That's all. Nothing else.
Yes.
No unique issues.
Thank you for coming to Daily Mirror, and thank you for a wonderful evening. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. We will see you back again next week with a brand new episode of Off the Print. Till then, goodbye and good night.